we now have 4 trains in the tunnel, which is a massive, massive milestone, especially getting to multi-train testing. It's sort of where we can really start to validate that the tunnel is going to function and can support the later and more mature stages of testing. We brought trains into the tunnel on the 24th of July. So we started off with the infrastructure proving tests, where we checked the train against the infrastructure, so the platform screen doors and things like that. We then validated the signalling system to make sure the trains can communicate and tell the system where they are. We then progressively moved up to line speed, where we tested the train's ability to follow a route at various different speeds until we eventually hit the top speed of 80 kilometers per hour. After that, we then started to validate the system's ability to safely separate trains and also control where the train should stop. And that's where we moved into our multi-train testing. So the way the new signalling system works is the train sends up its tachometer readings, so how fast it's going, conditions of the track, things that might impact the performance of the train. That gets communicated to the central control center in Sunshine, and the sort of central brain of the system creates bubbles around all the train. And by doing that, it ensures that no 2 bubbles overlap. You know, as a train gets faster, that bubble will grow. As it gets slower, the bubble will shrink. So we're utilizing that to safely separate 2 trains in each bore so that we can achieve some of our more complex multi-train test cases. We're now moving into the integration step. So this is where we start validating that the systems that originally stood alone and could work functionally by themselves can now interface with other systems. So whereas before you would have a train that's controlled solely by the signalling system and would move from, say, Arden to Parkville station, we now want to validate that as that train moves from Arden to Parkville, the location of the train can get sent to the customer information screen at Parkville or State Library or Town Hall and validate when that train is meant to arrive at those stations. We want to make sure the train positional data is being sent to the tunnel vent system so that it knows what tunnel vents to open and close depending on how the train's moving, and all that can only be done now that we're at a level of confidence and maturity with the tunnel systems that we can meaningfully run those tests. It's been such a long journey, even for the last 3 months. So although it sounds like a short period of time, the amount of work we've done feels enormous. And so I can only imagine how much additional work we'll have had to put in to get to that finish line goal of day 1 opening. So I think for myself, anyone else on the team and everyone involved in the project, it would just be beyond words.